So being the longest running DCCW TV show out of this lot, can Arrow keep shooting straight after 6 seasons?
Did you ever think about why I chose the name Prometheus? He challenged the omnipotence of the gods. You see, because like you, they play judge, jury, and executioner. But Prometheus took away their power.
So literally right after Arrow season 5 literal cliffhanger, we pick up season 6 right where more or less that left off. Even though there is a bit of a time jump, we keep flashing back to exactly what happened on the island. We find out who died and what the outcomes are from that fallout.
The people closest to you will always pay the most for your sins. You are paying for your fathers. Who will pay for yours?
Oliver's gonna come for us.
Yeah, I'm counting on it, sis. I need your help. My past is coming back to haunt me.
So Arrow season 6 definitely deals with the subject of fatherhood, as we see Oliver trying to take on his son and try and protect him and be a father to him in the best way possible. And we finally get a returning character who we've not seen since the pilot, in the character of Racer, and my word, it is great to see her back, as she has not really skipped a beat in terms of how well she was portrayed in that first pilot episode. And of course, with a new season comes new villains, and this time they decided to go for not a supervillain by any means, in the form of Caden James and later Ricardo Diaz, but we'll get to that later.
Hello, Oliver. Welcome back to Purgatory.
And with this season, we also have Oliver and Felicity basically trying to slowly repair their relationship. And eventually, of course, we all know what happens in the crossover for those of you who have seen it. But after that, we get a real family dynamic between Oliver, Felicity, and Oliver's son. And also we see that Black Siren has been made a series regular, and she goes through a very interesting story arc through this season, particularly once Paul Blackthorne as Quentin Lance, in his final appearances this season, actually starts to get going. Now, I will say this, Caden James is a very surprising villain to go with this season, as he's not really part of, like, the big supervillain crescendo, if you will.
Oliver, do you copy? Chase sabotaged the plane. We can't get off the island.
There's an Argus supply ship on the eastern shore.
That's on the other side of the island.
Slade knows where it is. Go now.
Hey. Hey, Oliver says there's a boat on the eastern shore.
You lot won't make it in time. I'll take my own chances.
And yes, Anatoly here returns, but this time in a villain role after some events that happened in season 5 with Oliver. But you end up really hating this character this season, as it kind of goes completely against what we've set him up to be since the flashback scenes of season 2. And also we have DC's answer to Civil War, as the team is divided into 2 separate guises, if you will. You have Oliver Diggle and Felicity working together along with Quentin Lance, and you also have Mr. Terrific, Wild Dog, and the new Black Canary all working together as their separate entity because of elements and story plots here, there, and everywhere, basically.
William's younger than you were, so he's gonna be fine. What do you say?
I have to find William! Samantha! Samantha!
Because it's gonna be lonely without Mom. and Felicity.
Now, I will say this, Season 6 is definitely not as tightly knitted as what Season 5 was. However, we still managed to get quite a compelling storyline this season, especially when we get a bait and switch of the villain from Caden James to someone called Ricardo Diaz. But I will say this, he is the most boring villain that Arrow has ever had, and why he might be coming back for Season 7 is completely beyond me.
It was just a dream.
It's real. It's what happened.
Where do you think the bad man is?
Here.
But as I've said before, we get a sad farewell to Quentin Lance, and what happens to him I'm not going to go into, but it is a real shame to see him go this season.
I got it from here.
But we also get the return of a fan favourite in Roy Harper, and I for one am glad that he is coming back as a season regular in Season 7. However, we also say goodbye to Willa Holland's Thea character, as she felt after doing 6 years of the show she has had enough, so she gets quite an interesting, nice exit storyline. And I will say this, there is one episode this season which doesn't feature any of the main team and just focuses on Black Siren and Ricardo Diaz, but this episode is easily skippable as it is hands down the worst episode Arrow has ever done. It's even worse than anything out of Season 4, but it thankfully is very forgettable and doesn't impact the final rating of this season for me all that much. So yes, Arrow Season 6 tries to keep up the form of Season 5, even though it does fall down at a few hurdles here and there. My final verdict is a 9 out of 10.
We walk in two worlds. We can only do that for so long.
Thanks for watching this, guys, as always. Now it's over to you, so feel free to comment below and tell me what your thoughts are on Arrow Season 6. And as always, guys, if you are new to my channel, feel free to click here to see more and subscribe, as I do make new videos as often as I can. And don't forget to click that bell so that you're always notified of whenever a future video is posted. And coming tomorrow is my review for DC's Legends of Tomorrow Season 3. As you can probably tell from the tone of my voice, I'm really looking forward to tearing into that one. So as always, guys, I shall see you all on the next one, and take care.